Release the Kraken!
Greetings and welcome to another devlog for Rocket Flip. It's been a while since I've popped on to do a devlog, but I want to show you what I've been up to. While I'm teaching, it's a bit rough kind of getting things done because I teach full-time, but that being said, this is what's been going on. So last time I was in here, I've been making adjustments to the missions. So I have, I think, I added this one, and then I also added a new level. Trying to get a couple more of these in. I'd like to have, again, a handful of these and a handful of these before I actually open it up. But I want to get this out to open testing. That way it's available. Also, went ahead and added in an achievements board here. So previously I had a leaderboard, but I like achievements a little bit better. So I went ahead and opened this up, and I added in some achievements you can get as you go throughout the game. I made a bunch. Still doing the artwork on these, but I do have the functionality in here so you can kind of earn them. Maiden Voyage, for example, is if you land successful on your first flip. If you happen to crash your first flip, then you messed up your Maiden Voyage and you can't earn this one. There are a couple that are going to be like that, but it's for fun, so no harm, no foul. As far as environments and levels, I guess we can go ahead and show that level. So if I go in missions, just open up the desert level. This is kind of what it looks like. Bam. So it's really hard to see on that, so I'll go ahead and open up the map. So other things I'm going to do is like optimization, so trying to clean this up so that I'm only loading what's actually necessary for the game content and removing obsolete pieces of code and stuff just to make the game package smaller. Right now it's kind of big. Baking things out in Unreal is always kind of big. So if I open up my level here, this is level 3. This is the desert level. I think I have it called Dry Desert. And yeah, so this is it. If you ever want to know what's behind you in these levels, it is nothing. I don't even have a sky. So my sky is just this backdrop here. And I removed the sky dome just because this is cheaper. Hi, kitten. Misty wants to say hi. And where are you? Oh, hi. Hi, kitten. Say hi. Yeah, so it's a lot cheaper to run this backdrop and these little fake clouds here than it is to run the Sky Dome. And then this background doesn't even really load. This doesn't load when the game runs on mobile. If you want to see the entire level, so what I do for my levels, I have two versions of the level. So I have a different version of the project with the entire level created. So this is the entire map for the desert. And what I do is I go into Maya and I cut this up into various pieces or various chunks, and that serves as the different landscapes. So you might have a rocket, positioned here in the world, and then the rest of this would be snipped away. So that gives me a few different places to place a rocket, and they're all kind of like that. So level 1, for example, let's go to level 1 full. So this is level 1. Oh, it's going to take a second to load in. Okay, so everything's kind of loaded in, and this is level 1. So level 1 and 2 take place on the same landscape, so this is the entire thing. It's got a little mountain that kind of goes over, dips into the water. This little roadway. Back here, a little bit of a village kind of area and whatnot. So this is the entire thing. So what I do, like I said, I cut this up so you can only see parts of it. But the reason I make the entire thing is so that when I bring the level into the actual game, I have a reference for where everything's going to be laid out. So there's some consistency in the overall design. So like level 1, you start here on this pad and you face here. So I know that when I make this in the level, that whatever I cut away, I have to be able to see about this much stuff, right? And I do have a preview window so that I can kind of see about how much I can see from a particular perspective. So right now the camera is viewing it from over here, actually. So I have the player start positioned over here, so I can kind of view from this one. And this is what I would see. Right? And I kind of get like a measurement, so I know exactly how much I can cut off. And if I go up or down, how far I can actually look. Since I can't turn the camera in-game, I don't have to worry about that, but as long as I have a straight perspective, I know that I can cut away everything after the mountain and everything over this way. And kind of same deal over here, you know. And if I want to start this way and face this back area, wooded area, I'd have the same situation. So nothing behind me would exist in the actual game. And if I go to there, here's level 1. Right, so you can see this. Same deal, I have the backdrop. The skybox has been removed, I have these clouds, and then everything behind me, and the mountain to the side and all that, that's all gone because you would never see it. Right? And I only have enough so that if you're high enough in the level, that you're not going to see beyond that area. Now, of course, in here I can get high enough and you can see the cutoff for the backdrop, but on mobile, the this back area doesn't render. So this is going to be black on mobile. And then, so this will be a clean transition. And then level 2, kind of the same deal if I go in there. So here's the world. We are now facing down this path, and nothing exists out here. Now level 2, I did something very interesting, is I actually rotated the capsule instead of rotating the world. So it's actually cheaper to rotate the world and keep the character here and just have everything rotated in front of the camera. But I went ahead and rotated the capsule. And the reason it's cheaper to do it the other way is Unreal has some problems with, of course, rotating 90 degrees in the in your pitch angle. So there were some natural problems whenever I would try to rotate the capsule, because now the ship is actually rotating in this direction. It caused some headaches. So I had to kind of get around that. But yeah, that's kind of how it's done. So nothing behind me, nothing ahead of there. I probably could shorten this ground plane a little bit, because you don't really need anything back here. And then another thing that I ended up adding in was these solar panels. You couldn't really see them in the actual play, but here they are. And if I render, or if I run this as a simulation, you can see that they operate and they rotate, try to find the sun. And they pause, and then after a few seconds, they continue on to the next rotation. Now, surprisingly, that was a pain in the butt because, again, unless you go in and write the code for quaternion rotations, you're going to have other rotations that are fixed to a 90-degree pitch angle. So at some point in the initial setup for these, they would hit that pitch angle, and then they would flip out, and they would just start twirling. It looked like I had an array of those guys on the side of the road that flipped a sign. That's what it looked like. It looked like sign jugglers just flipping the signs everywhere, and it was actually pretty hilarious. But of course, I couldn't leave that in game. But if you go to these and see how this is set up, so when the game starts, I get the base rotation, and I have this little function that updates it. But from the base rotation, I take the current value, and then I add about 90 degrees as an offset to each one. So I'm adding this back, an additional 90. And this rotates the sign. So what I actually ended up having to do is, instead of this is where the kind of the clever bit of cheating comes in. So because I couldn't have this sign piece, and actually let me go back into there. Because I couldn't have this piece actually doing this in game, because it would get locked on the pitch angle, I have it go up 90 degrees, and then I rotate this base, and then I rotate this back down, and then I rotate the base and I rotate it back up. So that's what you end up seeing here in the code. Is as I'm rotating it, I move it, and then over here, this is the actual panel rotating down, and once it gets finished, it gets adjusted, and then it rotates back up. So I have is panel up, and if it's up, it does this one. If it's not currently up, it does the other one. Piece of code left over that I should get rid of. And then at some point, like every 5 seconds or so, it resets, so it goes back, and then readjusts it. So that's what we got. So as you can see, pay attention, this part is rotating. And that has to rotate because I don't have quaternion rotations on. So it would lock the pitch angle. So now it's going to rotate, and these are going to come back down. And they lock. And then it goes back up. Here you go. So, clever solutions to really annoying problems that, in my opinion, should not exist, but I didn't write the game engine, so it's what it is. To be fair, much smarter people wrote the game engine, so it's whatever, but I will still complain. Anyway, that's what's been going on so far. Let me know what you think. If you've played the game, also give me some feedback. If you actually run it, made any changes. If you actually play the game, there is a feedback option. If you hit that, it will take you to a feedback page. So you can see, you can hear, you can set some stuff up and tell me what you think, how it's going, things that I should improve, any glitches that you find, so on and so forth. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comments, and I shall see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Misty and I both thank you. If you've enjoyed that video you just watched, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, I do have official merch and a Patreon somewhere in the link down below. And don't forget that I create new content on Sundays and I release content on Wednesdays. So stay tuned, and I shall see you next time.